Hi, in this video, this athlete will be attempting a box jump at a height that he has been previously unable to achieve. In this video, he almost manages it, but still doesn't quite make it in terms of landing on the top and being set and stable in his landing. So let's watch the video. The reason why I think this athlete is not able to obtain this height in his box jump is due to a capacity issue. Because if you look at the mobility, if you look at motor skill wise, the jump technique is very good. So if I just rewind that and just explain why that is. So it's at half speed right now, and you'll see that motor skill wise, his form is very good. He has a extensive history of performing this exercise. So he utilizes good arm swing mechanics, good counter movement, and achieves full triple extension of lower limbs. So as you can see, if I just plot a little there, you'll see that those three hip, knee and ankle joints are in almost pretty much a straight line. Obviously there's some human error here, I'm sure, by a couple of degrees, but basically almost perfect triple extension. If I carry that on, he then tucks in his legs as he should, but doesn't quite lift himself far enough off the ground or far enough forward to land effectively on there and maintain his balance. He ends up falling off. So I deem this to be a capacity issue. What capacity is exactly? I believe it's down to lack of the ability to produce enough vertical forces into the ground to propel himself up high enough to clear the box to a point where he can land effectively while maintaining his balance. I don't believe there's the capacities are down to any mobility issues in any of his joints, because his form is very good. He has an appropriately stiff ankle complex in terms of the Achilles tendon, ligaments. Because if I obviously I know the athlete very well, but hopefully it will be evident in the video. If I just rewind it, let me just clear this. So if you look at the moment of the counter jump, there's very minimal dorsiflexion in the ankle, and that comes from his ankle complex, Achilles tendon, ligaments, calf muscles being preloaded, stretched and very taut, allowing him to be able to apply and generate forces from his other muscles in his legs and glutes, and let those forces travel down through his leg and into the ground effectively. So if it's not down to any mobility issues, i.e. ankle, for example, not being very stiff, being too mobile to allow him to apply enough force into the ground, then it has to be down to capacity issues in the leg muscles higher up, those being the quadriceps, glutes, and so on, hamstring flexibility. So in terms of improving this, I would say this athlete would need to go through a training intervention that required possibly an increase in strength via just doing strength exercises, or possibly if he's at a plateau of strength, then would have to look to possibly increase his muscle mass or his or the cross-sectional area of his muscles, so that he can then condition those new muscle fibers to have more strength and to allow him to be able to produce more force into the ground and obviously specifically in explosive manner, so that he can produce greater vertical impulse. And that combined with his already good form and technique would allow him to jump higher past the boxes, and obviously the forward lean he has as he jumps will propel him forward also and land more cleanly onto the box. So for this athlete's inability to achieve this jump, and by the way, this is the most successful, this is as close as he's gotten to achieving this jump, so luckily I caught him on a good day. But yes, so this issue with his inability to achieve this height on the box jump is down to a capacity issue, and with appropriate training interventions I believe he'll be able to achieve it, as the motor skills are there, and the ankles, knees and hips are operating appropriately to allow for good triple extension and allow him to apply the maximum force possible from his quadriceps and glutes into the ground.